Hello everyone, and welcome to Spa-Francorchamps for the finale of the third season of Formula Omega. On pole, we have our Season 2 champion Alex looking to claim his second championship in a row. However, he'll have to overcome a 7-point difference back to Dan. They are in fourth, second would guarantee them the championship. Starting alongside Alex for the third time in a row is Elle. They have yet to score this season and are looking to change that. Meanwhile, our Spa specialist, Alp, has had a disappointing qualifying and is down in ninth. Let's see how this goes. Here you go. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go in Belgium.
Very short hold.
Yeah. Dan
Good
looks to have
start
been
from Elle on the
swallowed
outside. And Mia Hart!
Yes! Alex is
Mia
down
Hart
into
ruins the
second.
lead.
Dan has retained fourth. Further back, Alex H is up 9 positions as they
That's
go into Eau
incredible.
Rouge.
Elle
Oh, there's a
trying to take it on
mistake
the
there
outside,
from
that's
Elle.
compromised them.
Dan is up into third, behind Ileana looking to get through as they go down the Kemmel Straight.
They're
Meanwhile,
going
Alex
3 wide.
can't get through. There's so many people going 3 wide here. Somehow we seem to have avoided contact.
Alex H has lost 2 places in all that mess, but they're still up 7.
As
they
Alan
lose
goes
a
for a
further
nice
2.
move down the inside there, as does Mia. Jack G losing a couple of places. So let's see Alex's start. So from 19th on the grid.
They must have done it all in turn 1. Because they were already up a lot of places by the time we got out of the source.
So it gets a great braking move on, a great outdrag of Callum to start. And yeah, just dives down the inside. Oh, was there contact surrounding Maggie?
Looks like there might have been. That's Bron on the outside.
So she just kind of,
Comes to a stop.
yeah,
There was
goes
no
to
one in
brake
front of
earlier
her.
and causes the whole cascade.
That's a very questionable move from Maggie. I think the stewards might be looking at that one.
Yeah.
Let's see Alex's start from pole position. Because he's managed to lose the lead here, and that is critical for the championship.
So let's go on
Actually,
board.
It looked like Elle was the bigger threat
Let's
early
go on board
on.
for Mia Hart.
Yes.
So Mia gets a really nice drive. They just kind of outbrake Alex. And just carries the speed better.
That is the kind of turn 1 you can do when you've
Meanwhile,
got
the
nothing
front
to
3 are
lose.
gone ahead of Al. So as it stands,
yeah.
Dan would win the championship.
But Alex getting past Mia Hart would flip that back around.
It would. It would change it to a 1-point lead for Alex. And there... No!
I'd say the bus stop is the next place where you could reasonably go for an overtake.
It goes down
He
the
goes to the
inside for the bus
inside.
stop. There's
Oh,
no
and he
contact.
takes it.
Alex is back through into the lead of the championship. However, it's up to Dan now to catch up to Mia. At the end of 1 lap, Alex has a 1.2 second lead over Dan.
But Dan's focus is going to be entirely on Mia right now.
Yes.
Like, Dan doesn't need to get past Alex there. And with Elle being
Greg
6
gets past
seconds
Ileana.
behind, the threat from behind is...
Negligible.
Yeah.
As they go down the Kemmel Straight. Dan with a great slipstream here. Goes down to the inside. And through to the lead of the championship. Makes it look easy.
I'm thinking the front 3 must have a light fuel load.
It could be the case, but we did see the mess that developed surrounding everyone else.
It's true, and Elle seems to have picked up the pace now. Like, they're
So
matching...
as Alba is
Alba!
off! And there's contact, someone has hit something. Alba's lost her front wing. So what happened here? Albert locks up, comes back on, spins,
In the
contact
middle, and that
with
hits
Mia.
Mia.
And
So
then
it's
someone
Mia that
hits
also
Mia's
lost
wing.
half of their front
Yeah.
wing. And Stan
These
is
two are
right on
gone
Alex
from
now.
Mia as well. Dan looks like they're looking to get the lead before the bus stop.
Dan's looking way quicker right now.
Yeah, could be a very light fuel load, but you never know. Do we have another yellow?
Is that...
Jack C. Was there contact with the Pentacoron? Alex Roger? No, just... hit the grass on the inside of Puon. Easy to do.
Very easy. You got to get so close to that curb to carry a lot of speed in, but just got a little too close.
So we head into the bus stop. Oh no, it's not the bus stop yet. Oh no, it is. My apologies. So, end of lap 2.
The pace advantage of these two is absolutely astonishing. They pulled out 2 seconds on L in the middle sector alone.
Alp gets past Greg. So, I think Ileana must have had an incident at some point. Maggie passed Greg as well.
This is it then, if Dan's going to go for it.
Erosion Radion.
We've seen how much speed they have down this straight.
And Dan takes the lead from Alex well before the end of the straight.
It's not a thing Alex could do there.
Connor! Connor's out!
Connor!
Oh!
That's a big accident. And that's Ileana without a front wing.
It is. Ileana hit the wheel.
No,
Alp!
Alp! Alp with a massively damaged car there. What's that
So
contact in
it seems that there was contact in Radion.
Alp a long way back.
Oh,
Oh, no.
that's never good.
And with
Everyone
that much debris
avoiding
on the track.
everyone avoiding the cars nicely.
Oh,
Oh,
that's Alex Hill.
yeah. Alex Hill keeps it going. So
Do you think that's going to be a red flag?
I don't think so.
It's a long time before they come back around. They probably will have enough time to clear everything out the way.
And no one hit either of the stricken cars.
Oh, Connor steering across the track and taking out Alex!
Yeah, okay, I think this is going to have to be a red flag.
They're not going to clear this out the way before Dan and Alex get back round.
No, is Callum still running? Yes, but without a front wing. Okay, so this will be cleaned up and we will be back shortly. Hello everyone and welcome back to Belgium for the remaining 20 laps of the Belgian Grand Prix. Dan will lead us off from what is now pole with Alex back in second. The biggest winner was Michael in that first stint, going up from 22nd to 12th, potentially on a low fuel load. Has a chance to put in whatever he wants now. Let's go. Three lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Longer hold this time, and away we go. Decent start for everyone. Greg already passed L.
Alex on the outside.
Dan does not hold him off. They're still side by side going into Eau Rouge.
Oh, this is going to get interesting. Is either of them going to back out?
No, Dan takes the corner up in red. Dan makes the overtake in Radion. Meanwhile, Michael has continued his charge up the grid and is up to 10th.
Alex has got a nice slipstream down the Kennel Straight, though. And look at L on the inside. They're going 3 wide behind. And Alex back into the lead.
Oh, there's slight contact behind.
Greg's lost out heavily. Greg was up to like 5th place, but they've lost out in that 3 wide
All right, let's take
shenanigans.
A look at, yeah, Greg was up to 4th. So, Greg, Gets just
Great start.
better start than Elle. Challenges Mia Hart for briefly up into third in La Source. Coming out of La Source, actually. Just didn't have the drive, though.
Much better traction on that
Slipstreams.
Pentagram, but...
Oh, gets cut off a bit in Eau Rouge.
But he still gets a very good slipstream here. You'll see Elle come up on the inside as well. They go 3 wide here.
CS does get back up into third.
And this is where it all goes wrong.
Oh, there's hit contact from behind.
Mia Hart, I think.
Oh, Greg moved in the braking zone.
Yeah, I think that's on Greg.
Yeah, but I don't
He's
think
paid the
anything's
price for
going to
that one.
happen about it. As we go back to the fight up front, these two have stormed away from Elle. Greg did help.
But just like we saw in the first part of the race, these two are just in a class of their own.
Yeah, go through Pouon here.
Of course, Dan doesn't need to overtake Alex here, as I've
It's
said
a
before.
matter of pride, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you want to be known as the driver who won the championship by just settling for second?
And to be honest, if you're Dan, you wouldn't feel safe being next to Alex.
No.
Not when the championship's on the line.
And don't forget, you got the whole issue of pit stops.
So if they do collide, Dan's likely to come off better, as they already have the championship lead.
As it stands, Dan will win by 2 points.
So Alex can't get too
As they go
aggressive
into the
with
bus stop
defending
at
here.
the end of lap 3.
What Alex
Or
really
4,
needs is
rather.
to back up Dan into the cars behind. Which does
I don't
kind
think
of...
both cars have too much pace to do that. If Alex
Yeah.
tried that, he'd be overtaken.
Yeah. It looks like he kind of is trying, though, with the defense he's going for. It's just, they're so much quicker anyway.
Yeah. Behind, Mia Hart looking for a move on Elle, potentially?
Elle going wide.
Elle!
Oh, that's so close to what we saw with Connor earlier.
It was. Maggie up into 4th.
And Maggie's going to challenge Mia Hart now. This is critical for the Constructors' Championship.
Maggie is up into 3rd. They go 3 wide again.
That's Ileana on the inside of Elle.
It is. Oh!
Contact with Kevin and
Jack
that's
G.
Jack
Jack
Gray.
G. So, what happened? So, we can see it from Daisy's perspective here.
So that's Mia going up the inside, and I think it's Mia that caused
Mia
that.
just bumps Kevin and causes that whole chain reaction and gets to places. That's going to be a warning for Mia, I believe. Dan and Alex once again go through Pouon, 4 seconds ahead of Maggie, pretty much.
After just a lap and a half. Like, that's only after the first 4 sectors of the race.
This is what happens if you don't crab bucket, which is just kind of fighting between each other and not slipstreaming along.
Everyone behind is holding each other up so much.
Yeah. Dan going to go for a move before the bus stop, it seems. Possibly no, just backs out of it.
I think the Camel Straight is their best opportunity, but Alex will know that.
Bronwyn gets past Greg. There's contact from Mia Hart
running, pushing Maggie off the track.
That's going to be a warning from Mia Hart as well, most likely. The stewards are at all consistent. Elle down in 9th now.
They've really lost out.
That
That's
mistake-
Michael that's got ahead.
That mistake at Radion really cost them.
Yeah.
Although they did
As
just
that's
get a
Greg.
nice move. Oh no, that was Ileana with
That's
a nice move on
Ileana.
Greg. Dan has passed Alex.
They're
Oh,
side
they're
by side
battling
down the
the
Camel
whole way
Straight.
down the Camel Straight.
Can Alex outbrake on the inside?
No! Oh! Almost outbroke himself. But Dan gets a nice move done there. That's some clear air.
And they're now out of the slipstream, so we'll be able to see which of these two is
Oh!
quicker on the track.
Greg!
And they seem to have got away with that somehow. That was contact with one of the Panus cars.
I think it was
I saw right.
Ileana.
I'd like to see a replay of that one.
So they're all coming down the straight
It's
here.
contact with L, I think. You can see L going to the inside of Greg.
Yeah. And just... Oh, there's more behind with Alba going wide. Oh, yeah, Alba gets hit by Alex Woodger.
So Alex Woodger coming up on this group very quickly.
Getting through neatly. Well, neatly. Alex is back through. What happened?
I've seen Nita overtake, so...
Oh!
Dan's gone wide! One of the unnamed corners. Just locking up. Getting onto the very slippery bit on the outside of the track. And this was just a few corners after they took the lead.
Doesn't look like it, but will Dan's tyres have survived that? And how quickly can they catch back up to Alex?
The important thing is that Mia Hart has broken away from the squabbling pack behind.
But the other important thing is that Dan has stayed ahead of Mia Hart.
Yes.
Only by a second, though. Mia has really caught up to the leaders. Because the leaders were squabbling themselves.
Yeah. Whether Mia Hart can keep up with those two is going to determine how much pressure Dan's under.
Will. So you got a whole train back to... If we have a train down to last from Lewis in 9th.
Kevin's the first one trying to get through. Kevin's had an interesting race so far, hasn't he?
Mia Hart sets the fastest lap of the race. Oh, that was just an alternate
Maggie's
line.
not very far off the top two either.
No. Michael, however, started last, makes contact with Bronwyn, and spins it at the source.
Gets spun back around by L. Has Michael more damage? Doesn't.
And that's a pass by L.
Michael kind of getting away with that one.
Sort of settled a bit at the front.
It looks like the top four all now have very similar pace.
L gets past Bronwyn. Oh, this is going to be another mess into this corner, isn't it?
It looks like it. Are they going to get through cleanly?
Surprisingly so.
Well,
it's a train from Ileana down to Daisy. Or L down to Daisy.
This train now 16 seconds off the lead after barely 3 laps completed.
Of course, by this stage, we would have expected some pit stops if we hadn't had the red flag. Ooh.
The important thing is, with this group all holding each other up so much, by the time the leaders have to pit, as Dan is right on Alex now.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
They're going to come out ahead of this group.
As is Mia Hart. Did Alex make a mistake?
It looks like Alex's pace is the slowest of the top 4, because Maggie's reduced that gap as well.
So, no move into the bus stop, as Daisy is out. Oh no, Bronwyn! Is that also Alba blowing up? Or was that just a lock-up?
So Bron goes off well ahead. Like, Bron was close to the front of that train. And they were always going to hit someone when they came back onto the track like that.
So, out of Pouon. So yeah, we saw Elle make that mistake in Pouon.
So this gives Bron an opportunity, but this is a hard track corner to overtake.
Up there.
Oh, did she have enough control to avoid coming back onto the track there?
It has to be said, Daisy didn't do the best job of avoidance. Does steer into it.
I don't think Bron could have come onto the track into the train like that and not hit someone though.
I think it's probably still going to be a penalty for Bron. Like, you just can't cut, like... So I want to listen to Bron here.
Seeing what she's doing with the wheel would be interesting. I know that camera position doesn't look great.
No, was not under control. Like, was not on the engine at all.
Despite how hard that hit was, it looks like she's got away without any damage.
I think it's probably got to be a 5-second penalty only for Bron. Because you have to say the mistake was completely unforced to begin with. And it is that mistake that has caused the collision.
Yeah.
So I think a 5-second penalty for Bronwyn.
It was a pretty dangerous mistake to make.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky that wasn't a worse accident.
They are. Alright. So,
back to the battle for the lead. Alec, look how defensive Alec has to go into one!
Dan not managing to go around the outside of the source. Mia Hart really out to the back.
Alex hasn't got as good of an exit off that corner as he has done the previous laps, though. This is going to be a really good opportunity for Dan down the Camel Straight.
Probably not going to be able to do it here. No, just
sensibly backs out of it.
Yeah, no need to risk that. Alex, was your pits?
I thought I saw them slowing down, actually. Do you think that's a technical problem? As that's Lysandra spinning at the top of the hill.
Oh,
Jack Coffey.
Alba is 6.2 for Alex, so I think, yeah. Oh, no, yeah, Jack Coffey's out. Or at least, maybe not out? No. What happened here? Oh, just, ooh. Just lost it. Honestly, I don't mind that acceleration into the wall. It gets you out of the way of Radion. So Alex Woodger, I mean, it was a 6.2, I believe. Not an 8.3 as it's being shown there.
Yeah.
This three-way battle for the lead.
Dan really does not want to be in the middle of this. It was okay when it was just them against Alex.
They definitely prefer to be in the middle of this than at the rear end of this. Because as it stands, they're in the championship lead.
I think if you're Dan, you're confident you have the pace to beat Alex. You just don't want to be in the middle of this. If Dan wins, they win the
championship by at least 12 points. They're always so close through here. They go. Oh, Alex locks up into the bus stop, drops to third. Dan will win by 15 points now.
And that's going to put Maggie on the back of Alex as well.
But importantly, Alex needs to make 2 overtakes. As Alba is out with that engine failure. It's such a disappointing season for Team Aquileia.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, Alba was running so well in so many races, especially Baku.
It seems like they've lost the consistency that they used to have. Like in season 1.
Just a mess here.
Oh, we can see
someone else is blowing
spinning in the background as well. That's Elle, who's lost it at the bus stop.
Are we sure that they weren't just pitting? Oh no, they did spin at the bus stop. And then...
They might have spun trying to pit. Given what happened.
Oh, yeah, there was contact with Michael. Oh, no.
Oh, there's contact with Lewis!
I think that might have to be a 5-second penalty for Elle as well.
Yeah, I mean, given that they were trying to...
They just completely blocked the track there.
Do you think Elle was always planning to go in the pits? Because
yes.
If so, why did they break that late?
It's Elle. So, I want to... Let's see. No, it wasn't the braking late, it was just gassing it too early to try and get the car turned round sharper. I think. Like, kind of just trying to slide it round.
Yeah. Whatever they were trying, it definitely hasn't worked.
Yeah, so it'll be 5-second penalties for both Elle and Bronwyn.
So Dan is our new race leader.
Yes. Maggie did get past Alex as well. Let's take a look at this.
Quite a long way back going through.
It's down the Camel Straight, it seems. Just had a much better drive of Radion.
Yeah, look at the speed of that Polite Puffins in a straight line.
Or the lack of speed of that Think Again.
That Think Again really hasn't looked quick in a straight line here, has it?
Oh! Oh yeah, we saw Jack C lose their front wing.
Yeah.
See, that's how you go into the pits. So as it stands, Dan wins the championship by 17 points. Ileana is at practically 20 seconds of clear air in 5th.
Dan's close to having a really good pit window between Kevin and Ileana as well, if they don't have it already.
We might start to see some pit stops, some more pit stops soon from the leaders, given how much pace they've had.
With the shortened race,
especially
with the red
for
flag.
Maggie and Mia Hart, you'd have to say.
Yeah. Well, Dan's comfortably starting to pull away from Mia Hart now.
Yeah. I will say, one thing that we didn't note at the time, the Spa Specialist is out.
It's true. And there was really nothing they could have done to avoid Connor there.
No.
Very unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo team. Mia recovered back to 9th after that early damage that she got, but...
Yes. Dan has really gone clear. We've always seen that that's when they drive at their best, though.
They're going to be a whole lot more comfortable than they were a few laps ago. I'll say that.
Yeah. 4.7 ahead of Alex. 22 ahead of Kevin.
It's not a long pit lane here. That's definitely a nice pit window to fit into that gap.
I think you want... Alex Woodger sets fastest lap.
How's that happen?
Fresh tyres.
I guess it makes sense, but he didn't seem to have particularly much pace before he
No, but when you're
pitted.
the first, decent team driver to stop on fresh tyres.
And, I mean, we can see how good the pace of that Pentacorn is in this race by how well Mia Hart's performing.
Yeah.
So, it does make sense.
Daisy out is very big for the constructors. The battle between Polite Puffins and Pentacoron.
Oh, absolutely. Both Pentacorns are still running, and Mia Hart is only a place ahead of Maggie. With Alex Woodger and
Mia Hart
Daisy
is
both...
a place ahead of Maggie, which would guarantee Pentacoron finish ahead of the Polite Puffins.
Yeah.
As all 4 cars, as Jack C is out. Finally, I wonder if that bump that they took earlier. Yeah, transmission
looks like something's
failure.
wrong with that car, doesn't it?
Transmission failure. I think it may have been the bump that they took at Radion earlier.
Probably.
We've seen it before.
Kevin's
Alex
running
Woodger
a very
is
good
now
race.
stuck behind Bronwyn. Gained 1.4 in that last sector, apparently. Because I don't think Bron has pitted.
How's Bron ended up so far down here? Because she didn't lose that many places from
She's
the
made a
incident
lot
with
of
Daisy.
mistakes.
Can't really say that that's one of her
Well, if
mistakes,
Alex wasn't
but...
already on a warning, they are now.
I think that was a bit too blatant to just be a warning, isn't it?
No.
Just kind of didn't brake for the corner.
There was some braking going on. Dan now 6.7 ahead of Alex. 25 ahead of Kevin. Definitely would come out in 5th if they pitted now.
Even if Dan has a much lighter fuel load, and that's not looking likely given that they're still running.
Both of them are already 8 of this 20-lap stint through. We're approaching 1-stop territory.
I'd say anyone that pits now is probably on a 1-stop. With the shortened distance, you probably wouldn't want to 2-stop now. But Dan keeps going around for another lap.
Do we think Elle and Alex Woodger would be on a 2-stop potentially?
If they weren't before, they are now.
Maggie pits.
Maggie pits.
It does make sense. Can Maggie get out ahead of Kevin?
Well, we'll see whether they're on a 1-stop or 2-stop.
It was about
by how
20
much fuel they
seconds
burn
back
here.
to Kevin. Maybe 22. Kevin also pits. That feels like a One stop
One
load.
stop fuel load, yeah.
Let's look at Kevin as well. As Maggie comes out behind Chris, but ahead
Michael's
of
gonna have a good
Michael.
run.
That's
not over yet, is what it is.
Definitely not over yet.
Maggie on cold tyres as well.
That has worked out in the end for Maggie.
It has.
Kevin with a 6.4, that could still be a two-stop. L has broken... L.
Yet another failure to finish for the Finesse team. They've been so quick this season, but
L
so unreliable.
will end the season on 0 points. Wow.
It's...
L and Alba, the two most unlucky drivers in Formula One, has to be said. Maybe they'll develop. Maybe they'll put like more effort into making their car reliable next season.
Alba did win a championship that one time.
Yes, but I was specifically talking about like this season.
This season, yeah.
But no, maybe Pinus will make a reliable car next season.
As Dan enters the pit lane with a 10-second lead ahead of their
28
championship
over
rival.
Chris is the important one. Ileana pits as well. 7 seconds stop for Dan. That's pretty decent.
That
And well
is.
out ahead of Ileana, so no waiting in the pit lane.
Dan's going to have so much clear air. The next car ahead is going to be Alex.
It is, because Chris pits as well. Indeed, Alex is only at Radion as Dan exits the pits. Ileana 7.2 had to wait
Has
for
to
Chris.
wait.
I mean, Ileana's just running in a bubble of her own.
Yeah.
This is the important one. Chris v Kevin. It's a good stop for Chris. Where's Kevin? Lots of cars pitting now.
Kevin
be
coming
tight
across
on
the
the pit
start finish
exit.
line. Expect to see Chris coming out of that pit exit.
Yes, the overcut
Long way
works.
ahead though.
Lewis is out for Frozen Light. I must say, I saw a Frozen Light. Whoa,
Oh.
that sausage curb was not fun. Just trying to get into the pits, but it sounded like just transmission failure.
Yeah. Well,
We'll get confirmation.
that'll
in a
be
second.
worrying for Frozen Light.
It will. However, they have just pitted Dan. Electrical failure. Interesting. You don't often see them just take a car out. Dan is only 12 seconds behind Alex.
It'll be interesting to see whether they start closing that gap with the fresh tyres.
You have to
'Cause
imagine they would. I know they've got
it
more
does-
fuel, but
It seems like the effect of fresh tyres is stronger here than the effect of fuel.
yes,
definitely
they gained
is, wow.
2.4 that sector.
And the middle sector's the place where you really would gain on with fresh tyres, it must be said. I doubt they'll be that much quicker in the other two sectors. But even so,
Mia Hart goes around another lap.
expect the next lap to possibly be a new fastest lap of the
That
race
won't
for
be a
Dan.
good sight for Dan coming around the bus stop. Seeing quite Viking oil on the inside.
Yeah.
So let's compare this to previous fastest lap. So
Well,
Alex
there-
Woodger's 1:46.245 was previous fastest lap.
But from the end of the first sector, Dan was 0.6 quicker
Yes.
over the course of that outlap.
So just through sector 1. 6 thousandths up on Alex Woodger.
Mia Hart's running a surprisingly long stint considering
Yeah.
how good her pace was early.
Well, we've seen that that car does have pace with Alex's fastest lap.
Like, she's the only one that can challenge Dan in this race at this point.
And I don't think Dan minds.
As long as it's not Alex, doesn't matter.
It's a lovely smooth ride.
Feels so good to drive a car that's perfectly balanced like this.
Really does.
Feels like you couldn't make a mistake even if you tried.
I wouldn't say that.
2.3 seconds gained on Alex in the middle sector.
Yeah, and on Mia Hart. However, a quarter of a second gained on the fastest lap on the middle sector.
That
Mia
really
Hart
says to
pits.
me just how good that lap was from Alex Witcher.
Yeah, Mia Hart pits. Alex does not. Alex trying to lead a lap one final time.
I'm sure they'll have opportunities to do that
For the
next season
season.
as well. Yeah.
Dan sets the fastest lap. 1:45.8.
The gap was 12 seconds to Alex when they came out the pits. It's now 6.
It was 40. It was. Well, I thought it was more than that initially. It's just we looked a bit late.
Well, at that rate, in 2 laps' time, Dan will be right on the back of Alex.
How far ahead of Maggie is Mia Hart? Quite a way. The overcut does seem to be working, but not enough for Alex to do it here.
Which is surprising, because the new tyres seem so good. Like, it feels like the undercut should work better than it is.
See Alex up ahead. Is it down the final straight?
Source, I think. I think they'll see Alex going into turn 1 when they come off the bus stop.
Assuming Alex doesn't pit, which he's very likely to do.
Yeah. Well, it does seem like Alex's lack of pace early on was down to a heavier fuel load, but it also seems like that's not going to matter.
Which is strange, because Alex seemed to be on a relatively light fuel load. Do you think when they switched from 2 to 1 stop, they fueled it a bit too much?
I think again decided that what they were doing in the first stint wasn't working, so they decided to go for a completely different strategy. Whereas Dan is probably on the same strategy they were always planning to run.
Dan watches Alex go into the pits in the distance.
They'll be very happy to see that.
And Dan actually leads them across lap 13. Will Maggie get out ahead of Alex is the question.
That's actually going to be very close.
8.1, that's a bad stop. Michael pits, finally. Not that good a La Source.
And Maggie is ahead of Alex.
By quite a way. Where's Ileana?
Alex will have the freshest tyres of the top 4, of course, now, but... how much difference is that going to make?
Good stop for Michael. I mean, any points for Michael is good here.
It's been a difficult season for F1 but they've really looked quite quick here.
Alex Woodger v Michael, this is going to be close. And might determine Alex Woodger's job. Status. Alex is being called in for her second pit stop.
His
second pit stop. I keep doing
it. There's a lot of Alexes and they're not all the same gender. It makes sense.
Yeah, Dan leads by 6.4 over Mia Hart, who leads by another 9 over Maggie.
I think Mia Hart with the fresh tyres is closing down that gap to Daniel, but it doesn't look like it's enough right now.
And I don't think Dan would care.
They'd definitely like to win this one. But if Mia sent it up the inside, they wouldn't defend too hard.
This is Dan we're talking about.
I think even Dan can rein it in a little when the championship's on the line.
Any battles happening on track? Apart from this one where we know Alex is pitting.
What is Michael's gap to the cars in front? Because Michael has just about the freshest tyres out there, and that F1 Yaris looked quite quick.
We'll look
I can see F1 getting a lot more than 2 points here.
Yeah. So Alex comes into the pits now for
a second stop?
Yes, second stop.
He's going to have very good pace towards the end, though.
But he's also... Oh, he's also
Alex.
right towards the back. Alex right on the back of Maggie now. This is more for pride than anything else.
To win the championship, he needs to get past Maggie and Mia Hart and Dan, and Mia Hart needs to get past Dan.
Oh, that is a lovely overtake.
Nicely done.
Has to be said, the most important place for Alex to keep is 6th.
Yes.
Because that would mean that if Dan breaks down, Alex wins the championship.
And we know that Frozen Light could break down.
We've seen it happen with Lewis.
The other one. Yeah.
Oh, Maggie! What a...
Straight!
Oh!
Did she lose the brakes or steering? She just didn't...
Stuck throttle,
went straight
perhaps?
on.
God, that's an awful accident.
That is absolutely terrifying when that happens.
Alright, let's have a listen here. Stuck throttle. Oh no, it was a stuck throttle initially, and then she did manage to get it slowed down before she hit the wall. She was braking quite a lot before she hit the wall, at least.
That's a relief.
Yeah, but
that
no,
I
think it was a brief stuck throttle. However, that does guarantee Pentagon 4th in the championship, I believe. As both polite puffins are out. I mean, Mia Hart being in 2nd would do that anyway.
So, with Chris being up in 5th place for Cheetah Racing, surely they're in now a really good place in the Constructors' Championship. I think it would only be 6th overall, but that's an incredible result for a one-car team.
It is. Well, we do have Think Again coming 2nd, most likely.
It's true, but we know Think Again is just on a different level.
Oh, yeah.
DLP as well, but Greg certainly hasn't shown it today.
Greg has had incidents. Michael is up to 7th now. He did indeed get past Kevin.
So the next car is Mia in the Alfa Romeo, and I think with the
4
tyre
seconds
advantage,
up the road?
with the tyre advantage that Michael's got, I think he could close that gap down.
Yeah. Just in Sector 1, let's see the delta. 4/10 in Sector 1.
It's Sector 2 where he'd really gain.
Yeah, but if you're gaining that much already...
Yeah. It's looking good for a good result for Afonier. Haven't said that in a while.
Don't know if we said that in this series.
You have to go back to like Season 6 of Formula I to the last time that the Afonier team was seriously competitive.
Yeah.
And this isn't quite on that level, but...
Mia Hart is closing up on Dan.
Yes, increasingly quickly it seems. Is Dan backing off, or are there tyres?
Tyre delta. 5 laps to go, however. Might not be enough.
It's definitely not over. The gap was
Dan could almost
6.5
pit and come
seconds.
out ahead of Alex.
That is the important thing for Dan, actually. If it came to it and they had a technical problem that they could repair, Dan could pit and still be in a position to win the championship.
Because of Mia.
Yes.
3/10 in Sector 1. This is going to be close in the final couple of laps.
That Pentagon's got good straight line speed as well, then. Obviously, Dan's probably going to be driving with the engine turned down at this point, especially after what happened to Lewis. They would have seen Lewis' car off. Chris!
Nice hold!
Just keep it together.
That was a lovely bit of driving. Even if it wasn't quick.
What is Chris's pace compared to Mia and Michael, who you can see in the background?
Well, he just lost 2 seconds to everyone.
It's only 6
Mia Hart
seconds,
just set the
5
fastest lap
seconds
of...
clear of Michael now, then.
Alex Woodger just took the fastest lap of the race back. After his second pit stop.
If it wasn't for his unfortunate start, I think he could have really been on for a good result here.
Or his qualifying.
Yes. I don't know, I think Michael and Mia have proven that a bad qualifying doesn't necessarily put you out of contention here.
Much like in Yongam, he's kind of having a quiet race.
4th place would be a really big deal for the first team. It would take them
really
from 6 points
given,
to 16.
Given L's failures. Mia Hart didn't actually gain throughout the after Sector 1 on that lap. Do we think Dan may have turned the engine back up slightly?
I think Mia's got just in the range where Dan can sometimes see her in their mirrors now. So
yeah.
If they were backing off, they probably aren't so much anymore.
I mean, on this lap, through Sector 1, it's only a 1/10.5. Do we think Mia potentially pushed tyres too hard?
It's possible that Mia just made a mistake in the middle sector on that last lap.
Well, because Alex didn't gain either. And Alex has been tracking at an okay rate. Michael now.
Michael is in the race for 5th place.
Definitely in the race for 6th. I don't think there's enough time for 5th.
Well, before, after Chris made that mistake, the gap was 5 seconds. The gap is now 4.3. So perhaps not. But
yeah, I just don't think there's enough time.
Chris definitely can't afford to make another mistake.
No. How much will Michael catch up to Mia here, though? Of course, Mia, our winner last time out in Silverstone, after a bizarre series of events, shall we say?
Yes. It does look like that bizarre series of events isn't going to cost Alex the championship.
Oh, so we've got some rain!
Well, that could definitely spice things up in the closing laps.
Did push this later. How will the leaders react to this? Has Dan actually gained time on Mia and Alex that lap?
Yeah, they've definitely turned the engine back up, haven't they?
Do you think they were told about the threat of rain and were told to get on with it so he didn't have to pit?
There's only a very limited set of messages they're allowed to send to the drivers.
I know.
They have to work out everything themselves.
They could have been told about this before the race, though.
Absolutely.
Or during the red flag period. I still see a way for Alex to win the championship.
Other than Dan breaking down?
Yes. It's Dan being the only one of the front 3 to pit for it, or for inters.
And it not working.
Yeah. Because... Oh no, because Mia Hart would have to pit as well and come out ahead of Dan. What we're saying is that there's still a chance. Look at the gap that Dan made through the middle sector.
It's like as soon as it started raining,
something clicks. Like, that frozen light has so much downforce. Just gets it turned in beautifully. Imagine if Lewis was still running.
I wouldn't be surprised if Alex starts already picking up the pace if the track starts getting a bit damp as well, because we saw in Silverstone just how quickly he gets everywhere. Not that it really matters with a 13-second gap ahead and 15-second gap behind.
Should be good as well, though.
It should be, and we've seen that it kind of is, but...
What I imagine this means is the front 3 will pull away even further. Not really pulling away, they're kind of dropping back. I know who I want to watch here.
Alex, would you? Yeah.
On fresh tyres in the other Pentacoron.
They've got the fastest car out there right now.
Well,
let's see what he does
fastest.
Okay, yeah, maybe second fastest now.
I think Alex gets one lap but then overworks the tyres.
That DLP seems to pull away in the high-speed sections. Especially with the slipstream of the car in front. This is going to be a difficult
That is the
overtake.
Slimhagen. But Alex catches up so much in the corners.
Where do you think Alex's best chance of getting through is then? Because the Camel Straight probably isn't it.
It's La Source, really. Maybe just before Pouon?
Maybe.
Where we
Anywhere
saw
in the
Alex
middle
get
sector
through
is risky, but...
on Maggie. Speaking of Maggie, what happened? Oh no, we saw the crash. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So it's actually Greg that's going to be putting Jack G under pressure. Going straight through.
Ooh.
Jack G trying to come back down.
Alex Woodger could still get a point here by overtaking Greg. See, it's just kind of around here as Dan starts the final lap of the season.
Just 5 miles away from their first Formula Omega World Championship.
Has just been extending their gap over the field massively.
It's like as soon as it started raining, something just clicks, doesn't it?
It's like they have the same pace in the wet as the dry that others just don't.
Genuinely, like if you look at the lap times from Sepang, the Frozen Lights started falling off in pace way later than anyone else when the track started getting wetter.
Yeah.
Like it really does seem like it's that.
We'll see next year whether the gridlock tyres will be able to hold up.
I'll definitely be hoping so. Meanwhile, Michael has dropped off the back of Mia, and Mia has closed up on Chris for 5th place. So that race in the top for 5th, 6th and 7th hasn't gone the way we expected at all.
No. Alp will be watching from the sidelines. Don't think there's enough room though. Through the middle sector. Dan put on 6/10 on Mia Hart.
Just showing off at this point, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I need to get round before the governing body decides that they have to put on wet tyres. As they come through, one final time, to complete the Frozen Light double. Daniel, you are world champion. Mia Hart with a great 2nd place for Pentagon, it has to be said. Alex will be disappointed.
They definitely will. I think he'll kind of be
20
relieved
seconds
that
behind
didn't...
Dan in the end. But still a podium, 2nd place in both championships. Ileana in a rather anonymous but very handy 4th place. Chris will just about hold off Mia to the line to take 5th. Mia will take 6th. Michael, from last on the grid, gets a comfortable 7th. Kevin, who I think we've mentioned twice, finishes in 8th. Greg has pulled away from Jack G, who's being battled. Mia Hart.
But
Alex Woodger, sorry.
It's contact.
There's contact. Jack
But it
G.
looks like Jack is just going to hold it.
Yes. Alex Woodger finishes 11th in. Callum was involved in the incident with Connor.
Yes.
As in, crawled to a stop and actually managed to get past, unlike Alex H. Alex H, yeah.
He's had a bit of a strange season, Callum.
And there's
at decent qualifying pace,
who has an additional
nowhere in the
5-second
race.
penalty on top of this. So, thank you everyone for watching this season of Formula Omega. We will see you all in Season 4. Good night.